Okay, welcome everyone to the first episode of The Catalyst. I'm Dheeraj Kamath and here's my co-host KST. And today is going to be a fun episode. We have a very interesting guest here. But, before we get into that, let's talk about why we are really doing this.
Why not? Like, I guess YOLO, bro. we have had so many drunk talks. We have had so many unnecessary meetings about doing random shit, and I think this is one of that. So
I actually agree. Like, every time we have, met at the coffee house or even when we're drunk, right? Somehow, every time after that conversation, I've felt energized and refreshed. I was like, oh, okay, maybe someone, should listen to our conversations because I think they'll benefit from it.
I mean, that's what we think at least.
At least that's what we think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we'll get our validation today from the audience. So, yeah, I guess, basically the idea behind this podcast is to get you guys some real conversations that happen in Indian households, I think, in the US. So we have an interesting guest today. So we have Krishna Sai Sumant.
Yeah.
Who is basically KST's brother, KSS for short.
Sadly, yeah. Like,
Sadly.
It happens to me, my brother, yeah. He's come to do his master's and we chose him as our first guest because we thought somebody who's coming in fresh will have certain expectations from the US and how life is going to be here. And we've gone through our roller coasters, but a perspective before coming here and a perspective after being here are two completely different things, and we want to explore that side of him today. Yeah.
Okay.
So how do you feel being in the US?
So I would say for me personally, it's actually been simpler, I guess, because like when I've heard like his story or anyone else's story, like his roommates or anyone's, I feel like it's been much more simple. Because when I moved here, like when I came to US, I directly visited my brother. So I feel like it's become easy. So when they had to come first, they didn't have anyone. So they had to figure out things on their own.
That's nice. I mean, it hasn't been daunting for you because I think you knew a lot of them here.
Yeah.
So, okay.
All I got from that was that I'm a good brother.
I think the elder one takes all the responsibilities.
And that's what we say, but they have a different perspective. But yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, it's not completely true that the elder one has all the responsibilities. But yeah, you can say partly like, I think if the elder one's not doing anything, I don't think younger one will do anything at all.
Right.
But yeah, like see, like me coming to USA right now, that has something to do with him being here. Like, and he's already been, like he's studying here and I see like how lifestyles changed, his lifestyle. So yeah, I obviously want to be someone who can earn my own money, and like money in dollars is obviously something everyone wants. But other than that, yeah, like even my uncle was here, so that's another thing. And like literally everyone from my family is here doing their masters and stuff.
Are your friends also coming?
Yeah, like a few of my friends are here, and two of them are in fact in Boston with me.
Are they tailgates?
One of them is a tailgate.
I feel there's a template going on amongst tailgates. Like most of you come to the US after their undergrad.
Yeah, I come from a Telugu household, but then I've grown up in Bangalore my entire life. But then I do know what you're talking about because when I go visit my native, like I think one of the first things people look at is like, oh, like what is this person doing after bachelor's? Like go to the US. Like it's just like nobody thinks about what's in the US, what are people gonna do. All they know is go to the US, you're gonna make some money and you're gonna have a better life. So I've seen so many reels of Hyderabad airports like on like during August first week and all that. It's like but yeah, I don't know why that is the case, but that's been the case.
Do they think it's easier to get jobs here in the US compared to India? Is that the mindset that they send you here?
I think because they see everyone who's in US, at least like for me, I see everyone who's here from my family, well settled right now. So yeah, that gives an idea that it's maybe the jobs that you get are easier to get or something like that, or there are multiple jobs or many jobs to do. Yeah, I think that's a idea every Indian gets when they're coming.
Maybe that was the case in the past where there you can probably do some or the other job, but with the current situation and the current market that is going on, with the recession and a lot of people losing their jobs, and I know a lot of people who are trying to find jobs, like they're like graduating or like graduated already, and then it's been hard for them, like and then if I go back a few years, probably the market was much kinder to me. Like again, finding a job is a task, but
he's basically saying you're fucked, I feel.
yeah, I
every super senior we speak to is like, why are you guys coming? So it was like a big demotivation, but still we pushed ourselves to come here. So finally we are here now.
I mean, we'll know after 2 years.
Yeah.
Let's hope for the best. That's all I can say as of now.
I'm not going to say it's easy. Definitely you need to have the skill set to find a job. But whatever job, entry-level job that you find, I think it pays well compared to India.
Yeah.
So that way everyone can be considered well settled until you don't talk about the rents that they're paying, I guess, in California.
It depends on where you stay. Like,
Yeah,
if you're staying in California, like I don't
You're
know.
basically living
Like,
paycheck to paycheck.
you've seen the rates. I mean, I know you have no idea. I know at this point you'll be converting every dollar to rupee. Like so, I guess you're thinking like a McDonald's burger is like 600 rupees,
Yeah.
and then you're like, why the fuck should I eat this?
Yeah. I feel like, now for example, like day for yesterday, I wanted to just buy a drink from Starbucks or something, and then it was like $8 or $7. But like when I convert, it's much costlier, and I could just drink that at home. So yeah, conversion is part of it now. But yeah, like when I was in India as well, like when I used to tell my friends, bro, we are paying so much for a house rent. They were like, bro, if you need to sit here and study in USA, I think we should stop converting first. Only then we can spend money anywhere, or else we are not going to spend a penny. Yeah. So I was like, yeah.
I think that will take like 2 months or 3 months until you stop converting.
Yeah.
See, first thing is like when it comes to India, we know when we go buy stuff, we know what it is. But like now, you go to a grocery store and you're trying to buy something and you don't even know how much it has to cost. Like you don't even know if they're selling it for a higher price or it's the actual price right now. So yeah, that's like, I don't know yet. So yeah, one thing that about that again now, because I came here San Jose and I've been like now whenever they need groceries at home, I go with them. So when I see like I can relate to some rates. And when I, maybe again state to state it might differ, I don't know. But like I know, I have an idea about how much I have to be paying for something.
The first time I think I bought groceries, the Thai chilies, basically green chilies.
Okay.
Some $4-5. I'm like, okay. In
I mean,
India, you get like bulk for $10.
Have you ever gone shopping in India?
No, actually, no.
Yeah, then what are you talking about?
So what do you think is happening right now in India? I really want to know the Gen Z mindset.
Okay.
Are you Gen Z? When
yeah,
were you
I
born?
do come under the category of Gen Z. But yeah, again, it
What,
depends.
2000?
2001.
One? Okay, yeah.
Like the 2000 and something.
Yeah. Does Gen Z actually think about their future? That's what I want to know. Like,
See,
what
if
are you guys
if
thinking?
I see 2 years, like 2 years juniors from now, super juniors or below them, I've seen very few people that are actually concerned about like what they're doing or why they're doing. Like I think like when I come to my classmates, when they first joined engineering college, like when I first went to, I think they had an idea why they were here. But like now when I see my juniors, like they're thinking about some future or something, but they're just dealing with what's happening. Like I think that's every engineering student actually, like just getting through that semester first. Like no one thinks that much. But I think when it comes to my 2001 people, at least I think they are a little better about thinking about future compared to like at present. like how it's from 2004 or later. Yeah.
One thing I think, I mean, this is my opinion. I don't
Yeah,
really know if it's true
everything
or
is
no.
again subjected to opinions.
Opinion.
Yeah.
So when we were growing up, right, we didn't really have access to all these electronic devices around us. So I think that helped me focus a lot on my studies. So that helped us. Right?
I really think it was the introduction of phone, and
Yeah.
at what age was it introduced?
Yeah,
Like for me, it was what 10th or like
correct.
like
12th or
12th or
something,
something like that. And then until then, I had a life outside the phone.
Hmm.
But you see, kids these days, they probably have a phone from
Yeah.
like what first
First
standard. I
standard,
have no idea,
everyone's,
but yeah.
playing games.
Yeah, and they're just into that, like, and
Yeah.
then video games, and then they only talk about PlayStations and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's so much different. Everyone has an iPad reading something there.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's a generation gap, but I think that's what it is. What it is. Like
Yeah.
we have to.
Still have, like, I have a few friends who would
Hmm.
actually study from their laptop or like iPad. Yeah, so they do that
Hmm.
now. But yeah, I personally don't.
I mean,
like
a lot
studying
of
from
people
an
in the
iPad.
US are like that as well. Like they
Hmm.
take notes on their iPads.
iPad, yeah.
So I guess it's just
I guess you have to evolve. I guess
we have to
I mean,
evolve.
I don't know how I'm not able to evolve. Yeah, I really feel
I'm
old.
still like a notebook pen kind
Yeah.
of a guy, you know. But
Would you say you're completely different when you talk to us? Like, do you feel
In
we're
the
stupid?
sense,
Like, some of the things that we say,
okay.
do you think we are like noobs into, technology, or we don't understand things? Is there something like, for example,
it's like
we
how
probably use Snapchat and Instagram. That's probably the
Yeah,
max.
maybe now.
It's-
Now yesterday,
Yeah.
yesterday I just showed how to use Snapchat to him because he didn't know one of the features.
Shortcut, right?
Yeah,
Even I didn't know this feature.
yeah.
My sister told me about this feature. I, like a fucking stupid guy, I was basically selecting each one each
Yeah,
time.
I know. Yeah,
And that takes such a long time.
it's a feel, bro. Like you need to do it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
like you're actually going through all names and
Exactly.
you're like who you want to pick. I mean, that's
I mean, but still, I mean, it's okay. Basically, we would explore things,
yeah.
I think, growing up. But now, somehow I feel like we don't do that. We are like, whatever's given to us, we just use it. We're not exploring it, or we're not excited
Yeah,
about things.
exactly. Like
I feel.
when it
So we're
comes to
becoming
us,
our parents.
We're becoming our parents, which is, I don't know, good or bad, but
Yeah,
are you on Be Real?
no.
that's an
No?
app.
Yeah. Some colleague of mine who's again a Gen Z. Gen Zs are actually now getting into our jobs, like in our companies, right? So I'm like, okay, so I'm old now. So we are like 5 years, 6 years experience, guys.
Coming back to the
main
US,
topic, yeah.
you were here.
Hmm.
Have you? I mean, I know people talk about racism and all that in the US. Have you experienced anything like that?
I don't think I've experienced anything like racism as of now. Like everywhere I go, I think Bay Area. This is called Bay Area, and like it's filled with Indians. So
I mean, you came to North Park, so I guess like
Yeah.
yeah,
North
So,
Park is like the Indian
I-
hostel.
yeah.
yeah. The other day I saw them celebrating Independence Day. as
Yeah,
well,
and
so
Some of my friends call it what, Gokul Dham Society. I don't know what. I don't know the reference, but
Mm.
I think it's from a show.
Yeah. Sometimes I meet Indians and they're like, they don't know North Park. I'm like, which fucking asteroid are you living under?
Like North Park is the entry into San Jose. Like
Exactly,
you know, like
yeah.
you
You
step
have
into
to-
North Park and then you can go anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
yeah. So yeah, I didn't really experience any racism as of now.
So how was your experience coming into US, the first few, weeks? Did you notice anything different? Did you like the US?
The vehicles or how they move around in US.
Hmm.
I don't think anyone who drives in India when they come here and they just the first thing they do is driving.
Hmm.
I think every person in US is gonna honk at them.
Hmm.
That's for sure because like it's very systematic here. Like
yeah.
I don't think no one gives two shits about a stop sign in India, but here there's a lot of respect given to that stop sign.
I don't think anyone knows what a stop sign is in India, like frankly. Even
Yeah.
speed limits, I don't think anyone respects anything.
The other day I was driving and then but then it's a switch. Once I go back to India, like I am that driver on the road, like where
Yeah.
I know I have to get to the destination and I know my way to the destination. Like you have to if you drive systematically in India, again you're gonna have problems. Like you have to adapt everywhere. Yeah, and I think adaptation is gonna be like a very big deal for you.
Yeah,
moving to
right
the
now.
US.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you have to adapt in India also. Like in the sense, if you drive like you did in the US in India, it's gonna lead to accidents.
Yeah.
Stop sign.
Yeah.
If you stop, no one's gonna expect you to stop.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, why do you stop? Like, you have to
And
find
also
a
like
reason.
now see, just because you see someone walking, a pedestrian,
Yeah,
you stop here.
yeah,
But like I don't think in India they stop if it's yeah, they'll be going. They just the pedestrian has to wait until there is full gap. But yeah, same thing again. Like you said, in India you're just gonna cause an accident. It's gonna happen. Same thing. Traffic rule thing is a really good thing compared to India.
Did you feel anything about the air here?
Yeah, that's one
Just-
more thing. The sunlight actually.
Hmm.
The sunlight. No, that's my own theory actually. So basically, I feel the sun is way brighter here compared to in India, even though it's the same thing.
Hmm.
But I think it's only because of that. In India, there's too much pollution, so
Yeah, there's
that
lot of
I
dust.
feel like it has
Yeah.
something to do with this.
Right.
But here, yeah, it's very clear, and yeah, even the air. I feel like it's
You're breathing more.
yeah,
right? Feels
yeah.
like
I feel like
it's dense.
yeah, it's
like, yeah.
it's nice.
I don't know. Every time, most of my friends, whenever they go back to India for one day, they're sick. No, not sick. Like they're coughing or they get something, like, and then they just take a day off and then relax. And then that's when they can restart or whatever.
An immune system.
Immune system actually takes a hit. I don't know. Coming to the US, you become sensitive to things like this. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing I really don't like about US is the food. I mean, there's
Actually, in San Jose, you didn't like I mean, maybe because you just came from India.
Yeah.
no,
but
maybe.
We, I think, respect the food, the Indian food that you get.
I mean,
here.
I remember the first time you came
Yeah.
and I took you to some Indian biryani place and I was like, this place is goated. And then you were like, this is so lame, I'll get better biryani. I'm like, obviously you came from India yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, I get your point. But this
Now I
is goated.
understand, Yes.
Yeah, so there's I mean, in our own house, when you cook, how much ever salt you put, it doesn't taste salty.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like the salt has no salt in it.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, the spice. I mean, the other day they were ordering something for me, and then they told I can't take this spicy one, so order the medium one. And the medium one was nothing. Like, it was not spicy at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that's one thing. The food, as of now, everywhere I've eaten, I don't think I've been that satisfied with anything. But yeah,
Hmm.
nothing beats India as of now for food at least.
Have you noticed any ratio differences? Like the number of guys to the number of girls that you see around?
Actually, compared to India, like if you're comparing countries,
Yeah.
in India I see mostly men around, but I think in US
Hmm.
I've seen equally.
Where was this again?
I mean, on roads also I see a lot of women driving compared, like it's not that I've not observed men, but they're there. Men.
I think he's scared that he might say something controversial. He's trying to be politically correct.
No, but like I just think like when I just walk around, there's just too many women compared to when I was walking around in India. That's
Yeah.
But that's not what people think
I
here.
think
Yeah.
San Jose at least you'll not see.
Yeah.
Maybe because you guys have been living here for a while, you've seen that, but it's different perspective.
Did you know San Jose is called Man Jose?
No.
And Sunnyvale is called Sunnyvale.
No.
That tells you the amount of single males that are out there. What do you think?
About,
You being in San Jose,
yeah.
a lot of males.
Mm.
Has it been difficult for you?
I mean, I think so. Like I've heard a lot about New York. At least when I've visited New York, it's been a blast. Like
You have a reason now. to go to the East Coast.
I've heard Chicago is good.
Mm.
I don't know. I've not really been there, but I've heard Chicago's dating life is good. And one thing about Boston I've noticed is the diversity. Like diversity again, not in gender. I'm talking about the diversity of nationalities.
Mm.
Like and I've actually seen people, because again it's a student city, as he mentioned. I've heard once a cab driver told me there were like 40 universities on the couple of streets that were parallel or something like that. And with a vibrant life like that, I guess you will run into a lot of nationalities. So I've seen a lot of different country people dating Indians, and so that's if that's something you're into, maybe. Yeah.
We should see.
So I mean, you basically came to the US expecting something different, and I think because you came into San Jose, it might have felt like Bangalore.
Maybe if at least like if it was only me coming here, maybe it would have felt different. But like there are a lot of others that I've met, and like I've always had company here, someone or the other. So
Right.
as of now, I don't feel that loneliness or something like that. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, when I talk to my friends, at least like one of my friend, I think he can like maybe I don't feel that yet, but he feeling all that. Like he says stuff like, "Dude, it's so hard. Like everything you have to do it by yourself." That's one thing. I think it's actually good that you're gonna learn to organize things.
Definitely, sure. For 1 year, it's
For a
exciting.
while.
Yeah, but
To do everything
after
yourself.
that again. When
After
you
that-
keep on doing the things, then you feel irritated.
Yeah, once things get repetitive, you start podcasts. Like they say. Yeah. Just
Like
say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we'll see about
do,
that.
do subscribe, guys. So that's nice, and I think you'll start getting used to 2% milk. Drinking coffee. I don't know if you drank coffee
I
back
do
in
drink
India.
coffee, but like it's not an everyday thing. Like once in like maybe a week or twice a week. That's all maximum. What's 2% milk by the way? I don't know.
Actually, I never thought about this. 2% milk. People told me I bought it, but I never really thought about it in the sense that 2% of what? It's not mentioned, right? You're just saying 2% milk. So what? 98% is water. Like, so what the hell is the other 98%?
I'm the wrong guy. Like, I am lactose intolerant.
Okay.
I'm an
I figured out
almond
it's
milk.
fat,
Yeah.
but yeah, 2% is the fat. Basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that's supposed to be good.
that's supposed to be good apparently because
I
maybe
think now when it comes to India also, when we have this
Nandini.
like yellow, yeah, that's what blue packet and red
Yeah. There's a
red
blue
packet.
packet and red packet, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's what red packet. They say it's good because of. I think now in the same thing, the 2%
Oh,
fat.
skim milk or
Yeah,
something.
maybe, I
That's
don't
a
know.
green
I
packet.
don't know.
No.
No, there's only blue and red. I think blue is what they say is lesser fat compared to
Correct.
red. I think it's the same thing.
In India, I think that way it's easier. You just go somewhere and then you have like probably two options: blue packet, orange packet. You want curd, you have one option. You just buy that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not thrown with like whole milk, 2% milk, 1% milk, fat-free milk. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, and then a random dude from somewhere comes, is like, bro, this has more protein. This has more
Yeah.
whatever, like more
Exactly.
probiotics.
Yeah.
In India, you didn't give a shit. Like
Exactly.
you
Half of
just
us drank whatever
like your
they
mom
want
would have slapped you if you had said like, I want protein.
to. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things were just simple. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that A2 milk also. I don't know if you have had that brand.
That's what is there in the fridge. It's
A-
in the
A2,
home,
yeah. It's supposed to be some better protein in the cow.
Yeah, but the curd here in US
Mm.
is actually very good. Like I don't
Okay.
think I've ever.
I mean, more processed. I
I
guess.
don't know, but it's
Like-
very, very nice.
I mean,
compared to
everything is
anything
nice.
I've eaten in
Okay,
India.
so I'll tell you one thing. Okay, if you go to the grocery store,
Yeah.
everything is round. Everything you won't see any dent on any veggies. You'll not see any misfits in the vegetables. In India,
Yeah,
you
the
probably,
onions are like
yeah,
really
everything's
big.
bright and
Yeah.
colorful and all that. I don't know how healthy or not, but yeah, like somehow everything feels a little bit unnatural for me. Like,
I
but
mean, we are
tastes
living
good.
So
I mean,
as of now,
I mean,
we are
the
alive.
size of one garlic here,
mm,
like you have to add at least like 2 to 2.5 garlics that you find in India. Like it's
Right.
this big.
yeah,
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 these
yeah,
are
I
some
think it's
things
good.
you'll get used to. Like everything is
I
different.
mean, I have
yeah.
to, like you said, adapting things. That's like important for me. For next.
And you're going to Boston. I think Dunkin'
Yeah.
will take over. Like Starbucks is gonna go aside. Is what I think so. Like Dunkin's big there.
I mean, I did see a Dunkin' stop right next to my
Just because it says
apartment.
just because it says Dunkin' Donuts doesn't mean they only have donuts. They have coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's some, when you come to the US, there are certain things that you try out, and then suddenly people switch to healthier options. No, I'm not just talking about it. I think most of us can relate to this. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe you will in 1 year.
Maybe.
Basically, what happens is, I think as a student you won't relate to this because as a student you'll want to spend less, so you'll probably eat more at fast food chains.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I will be able to answer that if I'll be allowed in this podcast maybe after a year.
I mean,
Like-
sure, we should do a reunion.
Yeah, after
If the podcast
experiencing.
survives for that long.
Initially, first 1 year.
How are you paying for your education right now? Is it through a loan or your parents
I've taken a loan.
taken a loan?
Yeah,
Okay.
but like half of, like most of it is loan, but
Hmm.
yeah, there is also other funds if I want.
Are you stressed about it?
I mean, the one thing is like, for example, engineering, when I did, like if there was like, if I had to choose some course, I would just choose something that would help me finish the course, or the teacher is someone who's easy to get marks from, something like
Hmm.
that.
Question banks.
Yeah, that's one more thing. Yeah, but like now so that time it was just like if I'm passing, that's enough. But like now if I see that like after 1.5 years or 2 years after my course is done, I have a big responsibility. That is like paying back my loan.
Hmm.
That I didn't have in my engineering.
Right.
So yeah, it does scare me a little bit.
I mean, you have a brother, safety net.
Yeah, it costs the same as your car, so all you have to do is sell your car.
Would you say it's, for someone
Yeah.
who wants to come to the US, right? Right now, writing GRE, going through that entire process of, getting your visa and all that. How long did you spend doing that? Was it difficult?
So yeah, so right now, like because you're talking about the present condition, I think unless you want to get into a Ivy League college,
Hmm.
there's no point of writing GRE
Hmm.
because no university is actually considering GRE at this
Oh, really?
moment.
I didn't
Like
know that.
especially after COVID, I guess.
Okay.
During COVID, basically it was all online. So it was
Hmm.
online GRE. Everyone did a scam or something. Right
Hmm.
now, also there is an online GRE, but that has zero weightage for your application actually.
Hmm.
I don't think they even see it as that important right now.
So
and-
what carries weightage then? Like, how do they decide?
See, right now, I think what college is looking for, I think US universities are actually like encouraging students first thing.
Hmm.
So like an application is good.
Okay.
But
Just your SOP.
Yeah,
Basically then.
your SOP is one the
Hmm.
most important thing is your SOP actually.
Hmm.
Your SOP, and like right now just because ChatGPT has come and you can't just put it in ChatGPT and type
Oh,
your
shit.
SOP,
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because like they have the first thing they're gonna do is the university people is check the AI content.
They do that. now.
Yeah. And they find AI content in that, your SOP is directly rejected.
Wow.
Like
okay.
they don't even consider application anymore. So yeah, so I think
What do you mean AI content? Like,
So
what if I'm as
how
good?
do you decide something is AI generated? So what you
I
put
don't know,
mistakes?
there are
spelling
some
mistakes.
websites or there is some machine or whatever that is
Hmm.
what detects AI content. If you are as good as AI, that's yours.
Yeah, what if
I
my
think if
SOP
you're
is-
too good,
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, what if my SOP is so poetic and nice?
You never know how.
Which mine
What
was.
if you're actually creative? and
Like
yeah.
you never
Yeah.
know what's behind that app that's detecting AI. You never know. So we don't know what it's looking at. But yeah, like if it's there more than like it's not 1% also, but like
Hmm.
if there's more than 15 to 20% of AI detected in a SOP, it's directly rejected.
Hmm.
LOR also same thing. But yeah, I think LORs from good, like from someone who has a doctorate,
Hmm.
or if you are working and then coming for masters, then one of your manager or
Hmm.
someone like that. And SOP is like I said, it's important, and your
Hmm.
resume should be good. That's one more thing that's important. But yeah, like the process you said, it takes like around, I started my process in like July
Hmm.
of 2023, and I got my acceptance all, like I've applied only to like 3 colleges, and out of which I got like 2 acceptance, like till from July till like February I was occupied with this. Like it's
Okay.
not like every day I was occupied with this, but like yeah, if you sit like completely only for this, maybe you can do everything in like 3-4 months.
How much time did you take?
For
You-
what?
This
For-
entire process, how long did it take for you?
I was very keen on coming to the US.
Mm.
I don't know why. I think Indian movies spoiled me, like
Yeah.
showing that US lifestyle and all that. And if you remember, I was probably one of the first people from the entire department to write GREs and all that. So I started prepping for my third year. For all
Is
this.
it the same, the process, whatever?
The
he
process is
mentioned?
the same.
But GRE was mandatory, right?
I always thought GRE was like a cutoff. Like it's not
Hmm.
like if you get like a great GRE score, you'll get through. Let's say a university has like a 320 GRE cutoff. You get a 340 out of 340.
Okay.
It's not gonna make sure you go through. It's just that
one of the hoops.
yeah, it's just
Okay.
that you've got the cutoff of that university in GRE
Hmm.
terms. Now we're gonna look at everything else.
Okay.
So that's how GRE was. At least is what that's what I thought. But yeah, I don't know how it works now. Yeah.
There is many, like it's directly written, like it's GRE waiver. So that's how it is. Like now they don't even take GRE. But yeah, I also suggest that for whoever is planning on coming, they should write IELTS more than TOEFL, because
Okay.
it's like more diverse. I think most of the college, there are some universities that don't accept TOEFL, or some countries also that they don't accept TOEFL.
That's actually a good point. Why did you choose US? You mentioned countries, right? Why not other countries? Is there a reason why you chose
Yeah,
US?
like I said, like
Brother?
all my relatives.
And okay,
brother
relatives,
also.
okay.
But yeah, I did have I was confused about other countries too. In between, I wanted to maybe go to Europe. But yeah, like when it was too late, I had like a feeling that I should have maybe gone to Australia. I don't know why.
Kangaroos.
Not really, but like I thought it's still like dollar is still like around
Right.
$50 something.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Like $1 is around 50 rupees. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Well, I mean, and then I think job market at least is not as bad as USA and Australia. So I thought maybe Australia. That's
Okay.
all. Europe also, like when you see Europe, pounds is like 100 rupees. I mean, I could have thought of Europe also, but then I feel like Europe language is most important thing. Like people don't get you easily. Like English, okay, you know English, but I think people expect you to speak their national language whichever country you go in Europe. So yeah, that's why I thought more
What
about
would be the
Australia.
checklist you would say? Like, for example, now you said, right, like the pound, dollar, you're talking about the conversion rates.
Yeah.
So this is probably one of the things.
One thing, yeah, I know Europe has 100 conversion,
Yeah.
but they don't pay you as much.
I know.
Like,
Yeah. Where is
Yeah,
that?
but I
exactly?
don't know that because I didn't know that time. But because now, maybe you guys know it because you're working and you're comparing it with someone who's working. So maybe you know.
So, I mean, this is where I'm saying I think there's a knowledge gap somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, you or any aspiring engineer who wants to come to US or Europe or whichever other country, right?
Yeah.
I think, getting to know the ground reality of things helps a lot. And I think this podcast is obviously geared towards that. We'll be talking to a lot of engineers like you. So, one other thing I want to understand is you chose data engineering, I think is,
No,
I mean, program engineering management,
Yeah.
right? But you said data analytics is also something that
part
you were
of
interested in.
engineering management.
Okay, that's
It's
part
a
of.
subject in the course. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you choose this particular course? Is that something you are interested in, or you're just trying a bunch of things and then trying to see what sticks?
So it's basically, that's what I told you. I did an internship, right? So whatever internship I did as a business developer.
Okay.
Okay. So it was nothing related to IT. And I feel like that work, whatever I did there, was something I would like doing compared to what my friend is doing. Like I did my bachelor's in CS, but I don't really like coding. But one of my friend who's sitting and telling me about coding and what he did, like even though it's a little chill, I just didn't like I don't like coding part. So I thought this business developer, whatever I did, was something that I would enjoy at least. Like it was a little hectic, but it was something nice. And apart from that, now when I see my uncle, so that's one of the main inspiration actually. Like he has his own company and stuff. So for that you need some business ideas, like how a business company works. All this, I have very little knowledge on that. Like I don't really have knowledge about that. So yeah, that's when this management part came. Like like where I wanted to learn management. So yeah, that's why I chose this engineering management, because like analytics, little bit of technical is also there, but it's not too technical again. It's just simple technical. Like data science is a big subject. Like it's too much.
Right.
But this analytics, when it comes to engineering management, it's not like that deep.
You didn't consider AI, ML, everyone's talking about
Yeah,
that.
that was one of my subject in my 7th semester.
Okay.
AML is booming, that's for sure. But again, like you need Python, right? You need Python coding for that. Like I don't really like coding. But yeah, I've heard people say that Python is really easy and like it's fun. Yeah, I do know a little bit of it, but
What would you say? Like, you obviously, undergrad. We both did electronics and communication, right? So coming to the US, your masters, you did network engineering. Is that what
Networks,
it's
yeah.
called? Okay.
Computer networks, yeah.
Computer networks. So what made you choose that?
I mean, I just saw what we did in undergrad.
You like that subject?
Yeah, of everything that we did, like I think VLSI was not my cup of tea. Like yeah, all those MOSFETs and all that, they can stay wherever they are. Like yeah, I think
Upset about it. Yeah.
signals and systems and networking was something that I kind of like related to. So I thought I'll just do it there. Yeah.
Okay. And for someone, let's say they don't really have an idea what they want to pursue in the US or for the masters, would you still recommend that they do their masters and then eventually maybe they like it or not? Like, what is the way someone figures out what they really want? Is it just working, or you study and maybe that's a better way?
See, the problem is there are two ways of looking at masters. One, you are actually mastering in something, or two, that's your entry to the US. So how are you looking at it? Like I think somebody who wants to actually master in something has to spend their time. It's okay to take a break after your
But
undergrad.
what if I don't know? If it's
Exactly.
something
Yeah,
that-
take a break after undergrad, spend some time, understand what you really like,
So
and
work,
then
basically.
work or
Mhm.
go talk to some professors in different universities and try to like understand what research they are doing. And then like you do your thing for 1 year, 2 years, it's fine. Take your time. Like it's gonna go well on SOP for sure. And then do that research, and then you spend some time and you can come and actually master in that thing. But if that's not your path and you just want to come to the US to earn some dollars like this boy here, like just do whatever you feel is doable, I guess.
I think one thing I've noticed, I mean, it's so true what you're saying, but then I find that, for example, in our placements, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of us did EC. People actually did VLSI. A lot of us, spent time, breaking our heads on something, right? And then when it came to placements, most of us got into either some service-based company or they got into some roles that they're not really interested in. And I'm still surprised that many of my friends, they're actually in roles that I never thought they'll be in, because that's not something they were good at least in my opinion. Maybe they have changed and they like it now.
I think
But-
everyone, like learns after they get into the job.
But do they like it is my question. So for example, what he said is you basically try a bunch of things, and then if you're really passionate about something, you then master it, come to the US and all that.
Yeah, but that's where that comes, like where, like if you like what you're doing, some people do it. Like they obviously do it if they like what they're doing. But some people, even though they don't like what they're doing, they just do it because of many reasons that you don't know.
I mean, I can think of one reason why someone might continue doing what they're doing is because, for example, if you're in a job for 2 years,
Yeah.
your resume will basically reflect whatever you've done in those 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's say I want to shift to a job which is AI and ML, right?
Yeah.
How do I shift coming from a service-based company if my resume talks about web development? I have no knowledge of AI and ML, and suddenly I want to get into something else. It's really difficult for someone to do that.
Yeah.
Unless
Sure.
probably it's some startup or I don't know. Basically, I think there's a gap here, right? So you have to study to actually fill that gap.
Yeah.
And to even study, come to the US, take a big step like that, and to not even know if you're interested in AI and ML, for example. Okay. You come here, do that, and then you realize, I'm not even interested in this.
After one semester, it'll hit.
And I think every time you shift, you have to basically start from scratch. So, and if your peers are basically earning more and all that, then there's that added peer pressure like, oh, okay, should I leave my job where I'm probably going to get a promotion or go to something that I like, but I have to start from the scratch, from the bottom. So, yeah. Okay, so I guess we have spent a while on this. I think this is a good time to wrap up the episode.
Episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess we'll have this boy back in like 1 or 2 years
1 year.
and
2 years.
see how his life in the US has progressed. We mainly wanted to do something with this podcast because we thought we'll cater to a crowd, the Indian crowd that is in the US or who aspire to come to the US and who want to explore but they don't know how it is here. And we don't have much experience, but from whatever we have, we try to bring in any insights that we can.
Yeah, we'll try to get some interesting guests for you guys. And I think we're going to wrap up the episode. Thanks everyone for listening in. This is The Catalyst. Make sure you add us to your playlist. And be sure to subscribe. And we can't wait for the next episode. And hopefully you can't wait for it too. Peace.